What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is a video review of the Nerf Ultra Strike. The Ultra Strike is a flywheel-operated, semi-auto, magazine-fed blaster in the Ultra series, and ships with the AccuStrike Ultra rounds. It's very similar to the Ultra Amp, but it's a little bit bigger. Let's get into it. But first, I'd like to thank this video sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends has taken over, and gaming will never be the same again. Explore millions of champion combinations and master countless tactics as you take on raid bosses, dungeon runs, campaign battles, and PvP arena matches. Use my QR code or links below to download Raid yourself to your mobile phone or PC. One of the recent additions to the Raid roster is Deliana, who recently joined the High Elves faction. Deliana is one of the strongest support champions in the entire game and can help carry your team past many of Raid's tougher challenges no matter what stage of the game they're in. With her skill, she's perfect as a stun set healer for your early progression teams. Also, thanks to her block buff skill, she's an incredibly valuable champion against enemy support champions such as Duchess Lilitu, Siffi the Lost Bride, and also in Hydra Clan Boss. And right now, there's a special Deliana Chase event happening in Raid where new and existing players can get their hands on the amazing Deliana. All you have to do is log in and play Raid for 7 days between now and July 28th, and you'll get Deliana for free. In fact, all new players, once you're in-game, just enter promo code MyDeliana to get 50 XP brews to max your legendary hero, Deliana, to level 50. And there's a ton happening in Raid this month. They're bringing out 5 badass-looking new champions, they're overhauling the champion vault, and they've got loads of other awesome updates as well. On top of that, Raid's running a huge series of summer splash events for the whole month, where you can get your hands on some incredible skins for everyone's favorite dwarf, Trunda. There's never been a better time to get started. New players, use my link or scan the QR code to get a free starter pack worth almost 30 bucks, a free champion Verges, and also this cool in-game loot. Huge thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to download the game, check my link in the description box below. And now we return to your regularly scheduled content. Included is the blaster, magazine, darts, and instructions. 6 AA batteries are required and are installed as shown. External overview of the Strike, starting up at the front. There's no in-strike barrel lug. And the barrel extension is detached for shipping purposes, but once you install that, it's not designed to be removed. Moving back, we have an in-strike tactical rail under here, in addition to 2 rails up on the top, one here and one here. Up here, we have a sling attachment point, and down here, we have a block of plastic for comfort. This is where your front hand can go, but it's not removable or an operational thing, it's just a shell component. Up on top, we have an access door. You can open this up to get your fingers in there to clear out jams and malfunctions. However, I did not experience any jams and malfunctions with this blaster through my testing procedure. Moving down to the mag well, to get the mag out, you hit the magazine release, which is inside the trigger guard right here. The included magazine holds 10 Ultra darts and is compatible with the other Ultra blasters. And all the other Ultra magazines do fit in this blaster. They're all cross-compatible. This one is opaque red for whatever reason, but other than that, it's a normal magazine and a normal mag well. Moving up, like I said, we have 2 in-strike tack rails, but in between those is a flip-up sight right here. This is a flip-up rear sight with no corresponding front sight, which at first I thought was really silly. You typically need 2 points of aim, but then I remembered it's Ultra. And in my opinion, the precision of your sights should match the precision of your blaster. So looking through this giant hoop, you should have most of your darts landing within that hoop. So it's super vague, but it's appropriately vague. I don't know if that's a joke from the Hasbro engineers. I don't care about their intention. I'm gonna take it as a joke, and it's a really funny one. And on the left-hand side of the blaster is the battery tray. You get in there and install your 6 AA type batteries. Being a flywheel-powered blaster, of course, this blaster does not function if you do not install the batteries. Now down to the trigger. The trigger pull is similar to other Ultra semi-auto blasters. The trigger feel is not my favorite, but it fits the other Ultra blasters. It's kind of narrow and a little tighter. And the trigger resistance is heavier than some of the Elite blasters, but it's actually lighter than a lot of the other Ultra blasters, which I have complained about in the past. This one is actually fairly fun to shoot. And below that primary trigger is the rev switch. Being a flywheel-powered blaster, you want to hold that for a moment before you start firing. And the design of the rev switch is similar to other Ultra rev switches. If you like that feel, this is similar to those. But now getting to the grip, this does not feel like the other Ultra grips. This is actually a comfortable grip. It doesn't have those finger grooves or some wonky shape that only fits like one specific type of hand. This is a much more basic grip, which is going to be way more welcoming to way more hand types. So for the normal Nerf standard, it's a pretty comfortable grip, but for Ultra grips, it's the best one ever. It's an amazing grip for Ultra. And there is a subtle change in the grip angle as well. It feels a little bit more vertical. That's not a good or bad thing, but it takes a little bit for your hand to adjust. Overall though, a really good grip, especially for Ultra. And at the bottom of the grip, you have a sling mount right here. Moving back to the stock, this is a fixed in place, non-adjustable, non-removable stock. So you can't adjust it, but because of that, it's way more stable and it feels rock solid. At the very back of the stock, we have a sling mount right here. And the cavity of this stock is designed to hold a spare magazine, just like the original Longshot design. This lets you carry a spare magazine without using tactical gear for a really fast reload. And if you don't want to use it, it's totally out of the way and you won't even notice it. So it's there if you need it, you ignore it if you don't. That's the best of both worlds. That is an external overview of the Ultra Strike. Now I'll show you the blaster firing. Starting with the included silver Ultra darts. Now shooting some of the original black Ultra darts a little faster. Operating this blaster was surprisingly fun. I actually liked using it, which for Ultra, that's shocking. The grip is actually designed for human beings, and the balance and the ergonomics are just solid. They're very classic. However, when it comes to the accuracy and the firing precision of this blaster, it performs like the other Ultra blasters, which means it's kind of hard to hit stuff. It's not as accurate as shooting an Elite blaster shooting waffle head darts. And I'm not just talking about the darts, because the AccuStrike Ultra darts are a little more accurate than standard Ultra darts. But my issue with this blaster and the other Ultra flywheel blasters is not in the stability of the dart, because once this AccuStrike Ultra dart gets going, it actually does go in a pretty straight line. It's fairly consistent. The issue is the launch angle. When you pull the trigger on this blaster and the other Ultra flywheelers, you don't really know where it's going to go. Right out of the barrel, they shoot kind of all over. Once they get going, they maintain a straight flight path, unlike the Elite dart, which totally flies all over the place. This goes straight, but it doesn't go in a straight line based on my sight picture. So it's still fairly hard to hit stuff. They haven't fixed that problem. But I did not experience any jams and malfunctions with this blaster, and overall, I had a fairly positive play experience. To compare this blaster to other Ultra blasters, I put it up on my chronograph. With the included AccuStrike Ultra darts, the silver ones, I achieved an average velocity of 94 feet per second, and with standard black Ultra darts, 93 feet per second, which is pretty much on par with the other Ultra blasters on the market, so it shoots pretty normal for Ultra. That's the objective information I can provide on this blaster. Now to my personal opinion. Overall, I'm actually pretty happy with this blaster. I was not expecting to like this one. The grip is really quite different than the other Ultra blasters, and that was a huge gripe of mine. The grip is the main interface on a blaster. If it's uncomfortable, you can't operate that blaster well. This grip design is a neutral, unoffensive design that's going to fit a lot of different hand types. It's nothing special, it's not going to blow you away, but a grip doesn't have to impress you, it just can't annoy you. And the rest of the blaster is balanced, it's ergonomic, the weighting is good. It has what I would consider to be very classic ergonomics, and if you're into that, I think you will like shooting the Ultra Strike. So my overall opinion on this blaster is pretty high. They did what they set out to do, and I think they did it pretty well. And I do think the cosmetics on this blaster look super cool. I want to see some of these painted up online. So I have a pretty positive opinion, but now to the question, to buy or not to buy. It's a pretty good blaster, but I still haven't figured out who Ultra is really intended for. I know Hasbro wants everybody's money, but who's going to buy an Ultra blaster and be really happy with it? If you're a performance-oriented nerfer and you're trying to destroy other people, Ultra darts are not the best option on the market. We have half darts, we have waffle head darts, we have rival rounds, we have a lot of better options for performance-oriented nerfers. And for non-performance guys, if you're just trying to plink, you still want to be able to hit what you're aiming at, and I'm not seeing really great consistency out of these blasters. I can feel it in my fingertips when this goes through the flywheels. It doesn't feel like any other Nerf blaster. It's weird. The shooting accuracy is just not as consistent as waffle head darts, short darts, or rival rounds. I would rather plink with something that I can hit stuff with. So I'm still not totally on board with the Ultra darts, and this is an Ultra blaster, so if you don't like the ammo, the blaster's not going to work for you. But who should buy this blaster? If you're a cosplayer, boy, this blaster looks really cool. It holds really cool in the hands. It's a fun one to just hold and play with and plink with if you don't care what you're shooting at or if you hit it. And sure, there are plenty of nerfers out there who don't actually care where the dart goes. They just want to shoot something. If that's you, consider this one. It's bigger and more substantial than an Elite counterpart, but it's not quite over the top massive like a Mega Blaster. Plenty of people are going to buy this blaster and be happy with it because the ergonomics are solid and there are no jams or malfunctions with average firing performance. I just think they're eventually going to find something better on the market, and I'm just trying to save you that step to not buy this one and go buy something that's going to make you happy longer. But so far, I think this is probably my favorite Ultra blaster. I really like handling it. It's fun to shoot. I just like to hit what I'm aiming at. So I actually won't be using this for either plinking or battle, so I'm pretty much throwing it in the closet and forgetting about it. But it's Ultra. Did you honestly expect me to like it? Come on. You knew my opinion before you clicked on this video. But hopefully I've laid out everything you need to make an educated purchase decision on your own. If you'd like to buy one of these, I'll put a purchase link in the description box below. That concludes this video review. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical.